Hey guys, what's up? It's Jeremy from Weldtec Designs, and today we are going to be talking about Band-Aids a little bit, and we're also going to be talking about real suspension upgrades that you can do to your Class C RV to not only give you more ground clearance, but also make the RV drive amazing. That's what we specialize in here at Weldtec Designs. And today we got this awesome Forest River in. This is a really nice RV coming in at around 26 feet. Now, this customer has already gone to the extent of doing some of these upgrades to try to get his RV to drive better. So those upgrades are going to include Bilstein shocks at all four corners. He did a heavy-duty sway bar in the rear, as well as airbags in the rear to really try to get him the height that he needs for everyday driving, as well if he's going to add a load to the back of it. Now, these all do definitely improve the ride over stock. I'm not going to say that they don't. The Bilstein shocks are a really good upgrade that is inexpensive, that are going to help give you a better ride. However, with anything, I always think that there are better solutions in order to make your RV drive really good. And kind of here at Weldtec Designs, we believe a one and done solution is going to just really make you happy, not have to go through more headaches than you need. So on the back of this, we're gonna go for a drive in this, and what I really wanna do is I'm gonna fill up the airbags in the rear, give you my honest opinion of how this thing drives, and then we're gonna tear this suspension completely off, put Weldtec Design suspension on the whole thing, and go for another drive and really see if we can tell a big difference in it. Because really, I wanna make sure that I'm spending your money the best way possible, not overspending if you don't need it for a motorhome of this size. So enough jibber jabbering, I'm gonna head to the back. We're gonna fill up these airbags to about 70 PSI and go for a drive. Let's go. Now I did do a before measurement as well. So we were at 30 inches before, and this came up almost 3/4 of an inch in height by filling that airbag. I'm at like 68 PSI. So definitely we're getting a little bit of height out of it, 3/4, you know, nothing much for what you're gonna spend on an airbag system. Now let's go drive it. Because there's more air in the bag, when it compresses, it's wanting to, the shock doesn't have enough rebound to control it moving back and forth. So we're getting still a lot of rocking because that airbag is so filled up. The air is obviously going to compress a little bit, but then the shock still cannot control the airbag. Yes, we got 3/4 more height. You can also feel the back is significantly stiffer now as well. And like when we pull into this driveway at a little bit higher speed, now there you get so much. That was so much as we pulled out of that parking lot, just it probably went back and forth, you know, at least 3, if not 4 times. Another thing, guys, if you haven't done it, get your RV aligned, because I'm gonna say, like, stock RV, I'm at 40 miles an hour, and I'm getting a 7-second pull where it's pulling into the other lane. Next, we're gonna jump on the freeway and see how this thing feels. Granted, also, this is a pretty new RV, only 10,000 miles on it as well. So this isn't something just for older coaches. You know, people are having these same issues with brand new coaches. I just had an opportunity to talk to a customer that brought us his brand new 2025 coach because he went camping in the mountains and just completely did not like it, how it drove through like the windy roads. Fun one, we're gonna be getting off the freeway here in a second. We're gonna make a U-turn, get back on, and there's a really nice kind of drainage ditch transition as we get into the freeway. I think that that's always a good one for me to really see, like, how much it's going to rock, as well as how it carries itself through the ditch. Yeah, see right there again, big like dip in the freeway, just feel the whole coach kind of go into it. Not really desirable, what I would like. And in order to really not have the coach pull, I've just kind of clocked the wheel to just barely over to have to keep it straight this whole time. So I think I was getting on that. If you haven't done it, get your RV aligned. You're gonna notice just a big improvement. And when you have them do it, put cams in it, try to get as much caster as you can. You know, 3-4 degrees is definitely good. All right, so here goes our, okay, that was horrible. That was so stiff in the back. You can feel that the suspension did not do its job. The whole RV shifted and moved going through that dip. That is not how you want your RV suspension to work. And that is why I'm not a big fan of airbags, because the suspension cannot do what it's supposed to do. It's just like lift something, my arm straight all the time. Unless you're towing something, our airbags do not belong on an RV. Just putting that out there. And yes, guys, I know there is a difference between like air ride and airbags, and I'm not talking about that when it comes to diesel pushers and all the other motorhomes. I'm strictly talking about a Class C motorhome. The only point of an airbag is if you are adding significant weight to the hitch and need more height to maintain a good ride height, because especially on a Class C, the more load you put on the back, the more load it takes off of the front, reduces how much steering you have in it. It's also gonna throw your camber negative as well. Those are things that I don't like about the not running an airbag on a Class C, strictly towing. And there you go, you can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm all the way in the next lane. So 8-second pull going into the next lane. We're gonna get rid of that as well. So we're accomplishing multiple different things with Weldtec Design suspension. All of it is going to be a plus. You know, a big thing that people always say is if I do this, it's gonna be more top heavy, which you couldn't be more wrong. The suspension is just going to work amazing, and you can talk to the hundreds and hundreds of customers that we've done their RVs and how nice they drive, not feeling you know, more unsafe or feeling the RV's top heavy. I mean, I'm doing 60 through this corner right now, and I know typically I'm doing like 65, 70. So we're gonna be kind of driving straight here. I'm gonna let go of the wheel, and we're gonna see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dang, that just got even like, that went over like 2 lanes. That really, like, depending on the road you're on, but like this is an asphalt freeway, and that was like, it went from like 6 to 1 lane, and then in 2 seconds we were in the next lane over. So you don't want to be fighting that constantly when you're driving your motorhome. Definitely not a good thing whatsoever. And that was at like 65 miles an hour. In this particular RV, he added airbags to the rear of it, plus had it installed at a price of around $1,000. The other thing that you could do to get that same 1 inch of height would be to add a block and U-bolt kit to the rear of it, which is going to be about $200 and about $200 to install. So we're at a 50% cost savings doing a block and U-bolt and getting the same result, 1 inch more height in the rear. So to me, that's kind of a no-brainer. And if you really want to go one step up, you could look into doing our progressive leaf springs for the rear of your coach. All right, so the end result is this customer has spent money on Bilstein shocks. We're gonna call that about $450. He's done the heavy duty sway bar. That's another $600–700 on that. We've also added the airbags plus the install, which is going to be about $1,000, plus about another $1,000 to install the shocks and the sway bar. So we're looking at about $3,000 spent on doing all these suspension upgrades, and it's still not working out the way that this customer wants. And what sucks now is we're taking all of this off and putting our 4-inch adventure kit on it. So my goal is to save you money. Be one and done with this. I can't wait to show you what this RV is going to look like. This Forester is about to head in the shop and get a 4-inch kit from Weldtec Designs, and I'm going to share how that drives, my opinion on it, let you guys see firsthand the difference that a Weldtec Design suspension will make on your Class C RV.
3 days later.
Well, there it is, guys, the 4-inch adventure kit on it from Weldtec Designs. This thing not only sits really nice, a ton of clearance in the rear, but really what I'm looking forward to is that improved ride quality, because we know that it had the airbags on it, and of course, these things are junk. And then it also had the Bilstein shocks on it, and however, they are not junk. Somebody else could definitely use these. We're not liking them at all. That's why we've added the Fox shocks to the front and rear of this, the progressive leaf springs, extended radius arms, modified beams, and also a Fox steering stabilizer. Let's take some measurements of this coach and see where it go from where it used to be to where it is now, and then we're gonna take the real test and we're going for a drive. Let's go. All right, so here it is. This is that 4-inch adventure kit. Now, what's really nice about this is you don't have any airbags to mess around with, so you're not gonna have the possible failure of that. And as I come and measure this, we're 35¼ inches, so we've gained 5¼ inches of height in the rear with no airbag, or you could say like 4½ inches of it with, because we got roughly 5/8 to 3/4 lift with the airbag. But what I'm really looking forward to is driving it. So we got more ground clearance, big plus, progressive leaf springs, Fox shocks in the rear. And another thing to keep in mind, guys, is we're gonna keep that better contact patch on the road, because the airbag would typically limit the suspension from drooping out all the way. You're not gonna get that with the progressive leaf springs. We're gonna keep that contact patch on the road all the time, a lot more articulation and wheel travel, which is a big plus. And now we're driving, let's go. All right, so like we did when we first went and drove this, we're gonna pull in and out of the driveway. Now, pulling into the driveway, we didn't get a ton of the roll, but I can tell right there that that just feels so much more solid. We're not getting any of that like rocking back and forth. Definitely nice and tight. And it was really when we went out of the driveway that we got a ton of rocking back and forth, and it also seemed really stiff. So you can see like it turned and then came right back to center, and that's what we really want. We don't want you to feel like it's not controlled, or you continually wobbling back and forth like you're on that boat that you didn't buy a boat, you bought a motorhome for a reason. The turn just feels so solid. So we're gonna go like 35 miles an hour and just kind of like a big, we're now 40, but just so firm, so solid. Like you make the turn right back to center. The return to center is so fast, and that is huge right there. That is what we want. Definitely feeling solid right now. It doesn't feel too stiff either. That was one of the biggest things with the airbags filled up. Going down this road, all the bumps and dips, it was really harsh. This is not. Still one hand on the steering wheel. Feels really comfortable hitting those as well. Just the suspension really doing its job. We're gonna come up to the light, get on the freeway, and see how it works on the freeway as well. All right, so we're getting on the freeway. Of course, sharp left turn to get on the freeway. Feels good. It does not feel like it's rolling over, and I feel totally in control. And like I've said, a lot of people say, oh, I'm gonna lift up my motorhome, it's gonna feel more top heavy, and that could not be more false. You're going to feel so confident driving this, it's going to blow you away. And still one hand on the steering wheel, going through this corner, and you can feel like it just feels planted, super secure. And I mean, you can tell, I mean, we're in a motorhome and we're about to pass 2 cars in the fast lane going around this turn doing 70 miles an hour. Overall though, the road, I mean, this feels super comfortable. I mean, you can see I can practically just let go of the steering wheel. I'm not getting that like crazy lane change or anything of that nature. I'm just kind of using one hand to just kind of keep me centered in the lane, and I'm not getting that like crazy darting where this originally just switched lanes in like 6 seconds. That's why I always will encourage you to get a alignment done before you start throwing money into upgrades on your Class C motorhome. So as we get off the freeway here, we're gonna make a left turn. We're gonna make another left turn, get right back on the freeway. This is where I noticed the biggest negative effect of having those airbags in there was going through this rainwater washout / freeway entrance, and I got such a big movement in the full coach not really feeling like the suspension was doing its job, as well as I almost felt like one of the rear tires like almost came off the ground. So we're gonna come up, we're hitting this at about 20 miles an hour, going through the dip, and it's just so firmly planted on the ground. Like, that feels amazing. And I know that most of you probably would not go through that transition at that speed, but I just want to make sure that I'm really showing you the potential of the Weldtec Designs suspension, how it works. Really felt really smooth going through that big dip or transition. I mean, the thing's awesome. So we are going to, thing's yelling at me for some reason, says go get gas. That's one thing you'll never pass up when owning a motorhome is the gas station. So one big thing that we talked about was that 7-second pull into the other lane. So as the freeway comes to straight here, we can look at that again and see what is going on. But going the other way, I mean, it feels extremely secure staying in its lane. And I'm just barely using my fingertips to just kind of keep it in the lane by itself. Again, we're doing 70 miles an hour, pointed straight, 1, 2, 3. And again, I'm just kind of like, there's traffic there. So, but like, it's just staying in its lane. I mean, I could literally put like one finger barely on it if I needed to, just to kind of keep it going straight, but definitely no white knuckle driving. I don't feel like I'm getting blown all over the road. This is how driving an RV should be. And if your RV driving experience is not like this, you definitely need to give Weldtec Designs a call and let us help you out. Well, there it is, guys. Not only does this thing look amazing, but it drives even better. All of the big hype that we've hyped it up and talking about how great it is that great. And I just want to share these experiences with you guys so that you're not wasting money on these Band-Aid solutions to make your RV drive and handle better. You could just come here from the beginning and get it done. My goal is to save you guys money. And when we talk about that money issue, I know some of the kits, you know, you might think are a little bit on the expensive side, but here's the thing is we offer several different kits that can hopefully fit in your budget to make your motorhome drive amazing and for you to be driven further, because that's the goal here at Weldtec Designs. If you guys have any questions about this video, please leave them down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them, or even better, give us a call and let's talk about your motorhome, what you have going on, what are your issues, and I will love to help you guys, you know, get your motorhome driving as great as this one. So if you haven't, that's it. That's all I got. I'm done. It's hot out here. It's early. It's my Friday. So thanks, guys. Again, I'm Jeremy from Weldtec Designs, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.